All right, I'm going to start the meeting. It's 10:03. As far as attendance, everyone is here so far except Kim Cashin. Okay, so, and Rebecca's in the audience. All right, so do we have any oral communications for items not on the agenda? Yeah, you're on the agenda. Okay. All right, so going to the, so last meeting, you know, we changed the order of things so much that I didn't remember to approve the minutes of January until the end of the meeting. And that by that time, we didn't have we had a quorum, but we didn't have a quorum of people who were present. So because Vivek hadn't been at the January meeting. So I tabled the approval of minutes. I didn't know if you have to have a quorum of people who were present at the meeting in order to approve the minute. You guys have any idea?
Can't approve the minutes.
Yeah, so if,
You have to have a quorum when the people who are voting, not if those who were present.
yeah, so like there's 7 of us, so our quorum is 4. And by the end of the meeting, we had 4 people present, but Vivek hadn't been at the meeting. So that would have been 3 people. So we could not approve the minute.
Oh,
That's true. That's true. Okay, so now we're gonna,
We have 3.
oh geez, don't say that to me.
What do you mean you only have 3 for what? 4 at the January
Vivek
meeting.
and I were not at the January meeting, so there's only 3 of you to vote.
Are you?
It's like, yeah.
Okay, I'm just checking.
Oh my God.
Yeah. What if the person had left already the committee, then you could never approve it. That's not logical.
There are exceptions.
No,
Kim was here.
So what do you think, Rebecca? Can we just approve them anyway? Otherwise, I have to I feel bad about emailing the January minutes every meeting.
Also, next month, I will not be present anymore.
Oh, that's.
Might be
true.
running into the same issue.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Even if, okay.
Restricted. I don't know.
Okay, so,
I moved to approve the January.
I second.
oh, wait, I can't talk that fast. So Patty and Marianne.
Did you ask for a vote?
Not yet.
Oh,
We only have second.
yeah, shall we take a vote? Okay, approved unanimously. Okay, so now the minutes of March 19th, can I have a motion to approve?
I believe there is an edit. Isn't that the edit?
Oh, you're right. Okay, I'm sorry. Vivek, you want to tell us is your microphone on? And then get your mouth close to it.
So the roll call, just the members, the meeting, the attendees of the last meeting, didn't include my name. So although I was present, I would add my name to it. That's the edit.
Okay,
Other than that, it looks good.
okay, thank you, Vivek.
Move to approve the minute with the edit.
Second.
Thank you,
Aye.
Aye.
thank you. All right, so new business. So I am very sad to announce that Marianne has to resign from the committee. She's obtained a replacement from her committee, Chris Morris. Is that how you say it?
Yeah. So it's just, I really love being on this committee. The issue is that on a work day like a Thursday, 2 hours in the morning, it's really untenable for me. And you noticed my attendance. I came late. I have to leave early. So that's not really fair to the committee. So with a heavy heart, I am resigning from this committee. And I was a founding member, so I'm really fond of it. But my replacement, his name is Chris Morris. He's a new member of the Conservation Committee. And he will be able to hit the ground running, I think. And I also wanted to let you know, he's a wizard with software and AI. And so he will be able to help you a lot. Just ask him. He's very helpful in anything, if maybe it's minutes or anything. And obviously MJ has to go through the process of getting him approved by the mayor. And as long as Chris is not approved, I will try to keep coming. I hope it's going to go quickly, because otherwise you might not have a forum. But again, you know, it was a really pleasure working with all of you, and I'll miss you.
Yeah, we'll really miss your expertise, Marianne. It's been so valuable.
But, you know, I'm still here. I am on the Conservation Committee, and I'm the chair of the Conservation Committee. So reach out to me anytime if you need anything. I'll be happy to respond if anything needs to be done.
Okay.
So if MJ gets the mayor's approval before the next meeting, we could vote him in at the next meeting?
Yeah, actually, what happens is he's on the consent agenda for the town council meeting on April 22nd.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, there is no voting in of members by the committee. It's
Right.
the mayor's decision. Yeah.
yeah. Actually, I know this isn't on the agenda, but there is something that I wasn't sure if it has to be voted on, but last meeting I asked Vivek to be the vice chair. So because Darcy really felt we needed to have at least a second person in line. So
Yeah. On that, we need to vote.
we need
Because we
to
also
vote.
vote on the chair. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because that's not an assignment that's an internal. So we can do this today.
Yeah. Okay. It's not on the agenda. That's the problem.
Thank you.
All right. Rebecca, do you know it has to be, I can't just appoint someone?
Democracy.
Yeah.
It's okay. He'll be vice chair as of next month.
Okay.
He'll survive.
So we will put him on the agenda for next month.
I will survive a month of not being vice
Without a
chair.
job.
Without a job. I'm not sure exactly what being vice chair means, but I guess we'll find out.
Let's go to funerals.
Cut ribbons.
The funeral of the chair. I don't think.
Weddings.
It's, somebody said it also.
Does anyone else want to say anything to Marianne? Okay.
We'll miss you.
Yeah.
Well, I hardly knew you.
I
but
know.
I miss you anyway.
Okay. So the next thing on the agenda is Ladera Firewise Day. So, you know, I'm not very good at tracking calendars, but May is supposed to be Wildfire Preparedness Month. So Ladera Firewise is putting on their event on May 9th at from 10 to 2. They're actually having some speakers, including Chip Swan and Kim Gugliacci, and a guy, a homeowner from out of the area who's going to talk about what he's done on his house. But if you guys have time and you could drop by, I think it'd be a good idea. You know, that our wildfire committee put on 2 wildfire fairs, and you know, Wanda was instrumental in that. But I don't know if any of you guys, well, Marianne, you were there as part of the conservation. Right. Did you guys ever go to any of those? Why did we stop? Because we did it 2 years in a row and we got burned out, I think. And the thing is, even though we got like 300 or 400 people at these things, I felt that we put in a lot of time and work and people attended, but I didn't actually see results in the community. You know, I didn't see people doing zone 0 or other than, you know, doing a lot of maybe the defensible space stuff. stuff. I didn't
Well,
see a
maybe we
good
could-
outcome.
Maybe we could focus it a little more now that we have the Firewise initiative. Maybe it could be more focused on Firewise as opposed to oiling the ocean. That's just a thought.
Actually, well, I mean, those fairs were focused on wildfire only. Although we did invite the EPC and conservation to participate. But I was thinking maybe we should go to EPC and say, why don't we do a general preparedness event?
You know what I would recommend, because the town has been doing this now for quite a while, that the committee gets a town proclamation for that month, like the Conservation Committee just did, because April was the native plant month. We worked with Darcy on a proclamation, and then it gets, it goes in front of the town council, pictures are being taken, the committee is getting, you could do that. And Darcy would help you with writing the proclamation.
Oh, I see.
I would recommend that. Don't you think this would be a great idea to get because it will get the committee into the forefront?
Yeah, I know Darcy wants to do some kind of proclamation in I think it's October, because that's fire prevention month, but that's talking about house fires. It's not wildfires. So,
Well, this is really up to the committee. If the committee decides you want to do this, and you'll have to put a little bit of work into it,
yeah.
then this could happen, right?
I don't know what a proclamation does. We don't follow it up with something tangible.
Yeah, you have to do something. I mean, we did a whole program for that. Yeah. But
We'd have to have programs, and it's already the end of April.
it's
so
too late.
planning for
Maybe
May.
October is then a better thing.
Maybe October, or maybe, sometime later this summer. Nobody says you have to have it in May.
Right. No, it could be anytime.
I would have loved to attend that, by the way, but I have an event I'm organizing. Of.
Oh, May 9th, you mean?
That won't be, on May 9th, yeah. But otherwise I would have gone to that.
Okay. Oh,
Having
okay.
trouble hearing you when you face that other direction.
Oh, I can't
Cover
quite
your
hear you.
mouth.
Oh, you're telling him you can't hear him.
close.
Oh, I see.
You
Got
need
it.
to hear, you hear the echo? If you hear the echo, you know you're being on the.
Oh, okay. No, I was just saying that I would have loved to go.
Don't turn your head away from the mic.
I'm sorry?
Don't look at me. Don't turn your head away from the mic.
Oh, really? Okay. What I was trying to say was that I would have loved to go to that event, but I can't because I'm doing the event myself on May 9th, hosting one in Alpine Club, in fact. So won't be able to do that. But was anyone else planning to go? Patty, you're going? Wanda?
What?
Are you going to that event on May 9th?
Oh,
This-
the Ladera?
Yeah.
Yes, I plan to.
Okay, great.
Okay, that's great.
Is there
Then maybe I
information,
can get an update. I can get an update from you on that.
like a flyer or some, or an email?
I don't know of one. It's at the Ladera Recreation District at 150 Andetta Way.
I could reach out to
David
David and get
McQuillan.
something from him and maybe put something in the forum.
That's true. We could put it in the phone.
I mean, we might as well,
And we could also send it over to Elizabeth Martelli
the weekly.
to go into the newsletter at the end of the month.
Okay.
Actually, the deadline for the newsletter is on the 17th, which is tomorrow.
April?
So get something. It's not that difficult. Get something into.
I'll work on it today, Mary Ann.
Sorry.
Please. What the hell?
Were you serious
Is she
about
vice
that?
chair? What?
That you'll work on getting it into the town
will,
newsletter today?
yes.
Oh, thank you. You know, that's it. I didn't even think of that.
If I may, the town is also going to start doing quarterly mailed newsletters.
Drops, yeah.
So
Really?
the next one is in June, July. So if there's, if you want to create a little blurb or set up a web page or whatever related to Firewise, that would be a good target date to get a little blurb for that, and then tie into having, people get access to whatever programs you have. So just kind of think of that in terms of timing. Sometime June, July. So probably you would need to be prepared for early June, I think.
Well, this deadline of this Friday, is that for a printed newsletter going out? What's that? deadline?
That's the deadline for whatever is her next issue. And I think she has a sort of a pre-run time for 2 weeks.
No, it can't be.
Oh, that's a e-news.
Yeah, it's the town newsletter. It doesn't go in print.
That's separate from the weekly update? I thought the town has a
Same.
weekly update.
It's a bi-weekly.
Oh, it's a bi-weekly update?
No, by month.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, but we're getting to my
Every 2 weeks.
agenda item. We're not there yet. I think we're mixing up a lot of agenda items here.
Yeah, sorry. Well, no, we're still on the agenda. Okay, so I was thinking for the next meeting in May, Helen Walter really wants us to talk about goats and maybe do a community goat buy. It isn't one of our goals for the year, but I have been researching it for the last month, and I thought maybe we could just put it on the agenda. These goat vendors, I think, are kind of flaky. Like, they have websites that don't work. They don't respond to their emails, and I'm finding lots of issues. But I don't know, what do you guys think of doing that for so-called Wildfire Preparedness Month?
Well, as far as I can give you feedback on goats, there are 2 issues. One is location. When they had goats at the wedge, they lost a lot of goats to mountain lions. So you have to put an electric fence around, obviously, to keep the goats in. It's the most expensive way. It's much more expensive than weed whacking. And it really only makes sense in large properties because it's like weed whacking, but the goats are eating it. So those are the things. If it's whoever the property is, if it's an area where there might be mountain lions overnight, it's probably not a good idea to do the goats there. And if I would always consider, would weed whacking be the first line of defense?
Right. And what was the second issue? You said location?
Yeah, no, what I'm saying, weed whacking and then the mountain lions, in terms of predators. Yeah, we know that. Goats is more expensive than weed whacking. And yeah, they're much cuter. Yeah.
Yeah, my neighbor actually did their property, and we're only on an acre, and I think they only did about a quarter acre, and they told me it cost $3,000. So yeah. But I don't know if well,
No, you're not buying the goat. You're buying the service.
yeah, and the cost of the service is that they have to bring all the goats over, usually from like central.
Well, they eat.
Well, and they live there maybe for a day or two, depending on how much property you're doing. Yeah. And you have to put up fencing, you have to have water available for them. So that's why it gets pretty expensive. Oh, is that?
So this is
Oh,
allowed by the town.
Oh, yeah, there's no permit required. I'm sorry, what was that?
Yes, we have a vineyard on our property.
Oh,
So
They'll eat your vines. Oh, yes, they'll eat your vines. They'll eat everything.
okay, so then
Sorry, I didn't take a turn on my.
okay, so my original question is, should we talk about goats for Wildfire Preparedness Month in May, or should we talk about gates? The 5-foot gate within your zone zero. That's another thing. I thought I would try to get some vendors together and have them, zoom in and they could talk about their products.
I think to the extent the goats help, prevent wildfires, I think no harm talking about them and having
Okay.
people have that option.
Okay.
I think we should. It's one of the many, many things, right, that allow you to prepare for wildfires or prevent. So what's the harm in talking about it?
Well, given the time of the year and how high the weeds are, from a prevention perspective, I think it would make more sense if people start weed whacking, because this is easy to do. To get the goats going, this is not a short-term project. If you look who does goats, the Priory has done goats, although they did it once and they didn't do it again. The Wedge did it. They did it once. I haven't seen them doing it again. It's lovely if some private owner wants to do it and spend the thousands of dollars. But from a safety perspective for the town, particularly as there aren't a lot of properties that are more than 2 acres, I don't think this would be a priority. I would focus on weed whacking, because that will have the effect that people cut down the weeds and then the weeds are gone and then there won't be a grass fire.
Yeah, I agree. I think it only makes sense if you've got big enough property to make, the ROI decent. And we don't have that many.
Only, I guess, in Westridge. That's about it. 3 acres.
Well, I have 2.5, but I'm not going to pay for goats.
Westridge has been very good with weed whacking. You already see it. They
Yeah.
have already done the job this year, most people.
Well,
They're pretty good.
Fine.
Well, so what should we do then? I mean, should I just not bother investigating goats any further, or?
If
Does
there are
anyone-
alternatives, then fine. Then
Pardon me?
if there are alternatives like a weed whacking approach and that would reduce fires, I guess it's part of the, sorry about that.
I think just a generic message about, hey, it's time to weed whack. Weeds are high. Here are some options. You can weed whack. Goats are an option.
I think
I would not focus on goats. I would focus on, hey, people, you got to get your weeds cut or out of here or something.
Okay, so I'm going to take this as we probably should not spend the time in the committee meeting
I think let's do
talking
that.
about
Yeah.
or bringing in goat vendors or anything like that. Maybe just
Nope.
address it on the forum.
Yeah. If we know that's more expensive than weed whacking, then why bother?
Yeah. Okay, so then instead for Wildfire Preparedness Month, should I try to coordinate some gate vendors? No one's excited about that
So
The
either?
what's a
gate
gate-
vendors,
gate
I don't
vendor?
even know what you're talking about.
What's a gate vendor?
People who will come in and build that gate, metal gate in your zone 0, in your 5-foot space around the house. lot of
Why,
people
why
have
are they building that gate?
Because you won't be allowed to have wooden gates within your zone 0.
So you're talking, you're talking removing a wooden fence or a wooden gate that is in the zone with metal
Yeah.
material.
Right.
That is important.
That's
very
important.
important because
Okay.
Because at the same time, you can also emphasize you shouldn't have anything wooden attached to your house, not
Right,
just gates.
right, it's more than gates. Yeah.
right.
It's anything
More than
wooden.
gates.
Yeah.
It's just that it turns out the wooden fence and wooden gate is actually a pretty important thing in a wildfire. And the firemen will go
Yes.
down and knock down your fence and your gate to break the chain of.
But
fire.
the job itself is a very simple job. So why focusing on vendors rather than educating people that they need to replace anything wooden? Anything wooden could be a trellis that is in the 0 to 5 zone with something that doesn't burn. I would focus on that first.
But isn't the vendor doing that? That's what the vendor's job is, to reduce that.
So some people might do it themselves. I mean,
Yeah.
the vendor, I think it's
I
the
know, Bill-
realization to replace it is more important than who is doing the replacement.
I don't know, I think actually doing a metal gate is not a job you can do yourself.
No, but the gardener might do it, or, I mean, anybody can, anybody.
I
Sure.
couldn't.
I can probably do it, yeah. But-
No.
But it's a really important topic. I think the topic, bringing it out into the public to replace wooden structures of any kind that are connected to the house is first of all against code. The fire department will help you with that. There is a code for that. And so I would focus on education and awareness rather than pushing vendors who could do the job, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I think you can do both though. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
You could do both. I mean, education is the key part, but the vendors come along with the education. What's wrong with that?
It's a question of
I think-
priority.
I think, just general, telling people that they can't have wooden structures attached to the house. Message, absolutely, we need to get that out. That's gonna freak out about 80% of Petrola Valley because everybody has a deck. So I'm just wondering if we could say, for instance, a simple way to do this is to replace a gate and kind of take it one step at a time. Because if you tell people they got to take away all wooden structures, again, we're talk to people like that, they just like their
point.
eyes gloze over.
Actually,
That's a
the
very good point.
deck is not part of.
A deck,
fine.
you can keep your deck.
You can have a
You
wooden
can
deck.
keep your deck. It's the fence.
Yeah.
I think the fence is the biggest. We're going to
Because
get a
it's running in.
focused message.
Yeah.
Something that people can do, they can relate to. It'll help.
And a gate is a sub thing of a fence. Some people who have a fence might have a gate or not a gate. So the fence is the thing that's overriding it, I think, rather than the gate. Not everybody has a gate, but lots of people, if you walk around in town, have a fence that's coming up all the way to the house.
Well, yeah, we're just saying within 5 feet, can't have anything wooden, fence or gate.
Yeah. Okay, so what I'm taking away from this discussion is that I will try to line up. I want to do gate vendors because they'll have photos and they can talk about where you could buy a ready-made gate, right?
Isn't the gate just a piece of a fence? I mean, first of all, I think the recommendation is to not have anything, any wooden structures within 5 feet of your house. And in fact, in my house, I put like stone all around,
Uh-huh,
but I don't have an actual fence, but I have stone.
yeah.
You know, I don't have any plants.
Thing-
Isn't that, isn't
go
the
ahead.
gate an actual vendor is just one of the possibilities of protecting your house. And it's actually, you put a fence and a gate, right? It's not just a gate. You can't have a gate without a fence.
Well, the idea is that you have an existing wooden gate
Well,
and
you
you
are
just wanna,
existing,
yeah, and then
or
for
just
those,
for the gate part.
yeah, just do that 5 feet that has the gate, but you know,
Put
it
it-
doesn't
know,
apply to
But
everyone.
that's an incomplete message when you just talk about gates. The whole point is no wooden structure attached to your house within 5 feet,
Right.
not just worrying about if you focus on the gate, that's all they're going to do.
Yeah. And it's vertical.
That would be great if like, but that'd be fantastic if everybody, Portola Valley,
You know,
removed their.
the other
wooden gate.
thing, as conservation liaison, the other point I would bring up, we are pushing the message of wildlife corridors and wildlife habitat, which is in contradiction with any high gates, because gate vendors, okay, how high is the gate? Is the gate going to be 4 feet high or 6 feet high? I mean, you're getting into, if you're honing in on gates, you're getting into a can of things. If you just say, like you just said, a horizontal wooden structure, and you make it an educational thing, burning versus non-burning, that's a much more general message. Because the last thing I would want to see, that we're pushing a message that people should put gates next to their house. Because that is in contradiction with
We're
wildlife
just-
corridors.
We're saying replace your gate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not saying build a gate.
Yeah, but.
I
that
just
implies
think
to me that it's okay
Getting
to have
very
the fence.
specific with people gets results. Keeping it general, people, I mean, they just read it, my opinion.
Talk to Kim. What does the fire department say? What would they prioritize? I think we should take guidance. They think about this all the time.
Well, I'm not trying to prioritize the gates over anything else you should be doing. I'm just saying that when people are told they have to remove wooden stuff within 5 feet of the house, they say, well, how do I do that? You know, where do I find a non-combustible gate? So I just wanted to make it more visible that, yeah, there are vendors out there that are selling aluminum and these other material gates that you could use if you're replacing your wooden gate.
Why do you just keep focusing on the gate? The gate isn't attached to the house.
I'm just, well, my
Okay,
general,
wait.
One of the
Wait.
several options.
Okay, what, you're talking about doing something in May,
yeah,
at the May meeting,
yeah.
and you think that there will be people attending.
Well, maybe they were to attend or watch the video later to find out what their options are
Yeah,
for
well,
replacing their wooden gates.
I just think when you keep, first of all, I've never heard of a gate vendor. There are vendors who build fences, including gates. Or there are a handyman who does it. But I don't, you walk into a store and they sell gates. I don't think so. I think it's confusing. And we want to get the message out that you're replacing wooden structures attached to the house. And that includes fence and gate and anything else combustible. Not just gates.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of jumping ahead because I'm not saying, oh, this is everything you need to know to do zone zero. I'm just
Yeah, if we're
focusing on a
looking
tiny
at it.
part of the solution. But I thought maybe one thing our committee could do was bring in different vendors to talk about this is what
Wonder,
your options are.
yeah, and when you see, you don't never heard of gate. I have a gate on my property, and I have a gate vendor managing the gate. I mean, it's a complicated thing. It's not like a simple structure.
It's a driveway gate. You're
It's
talking
a-
driveway.
Yeah, but the driveway gate,
Oh,
but still,
talking.
oh,
I mean,
that's
there are
different.
gate vendors with
Yeah.
that manage the motors that move the gate back and
You're
forth.
talking about big
complex thing.
gates across.
So I don't know.
He's talking about a driveway gate.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that's probably what. I think that I agree with Wanda, the message overall should be remove the wooden structures. And the gate is one of the many things that come, that you can look at. It's not the only thing, one of the many issues, the fence, the gate, et cetera, the thing. I don't see a problem with doing that as long as it's part of an overall message. I think-
That's exactly right. As long as it's part of an overall message and it's not just talking about gates. Besides a gate vendor, which I think you're talking about something different. It would be nice to have some other vendor who can help with replacing fencing or any other structures that are in that zone zero.
Okay.
And I'm hardly an expert on this because I don't have any fences on my property because deer cruise through there.
Okay, so I'm getting the feeling that it's not a good idea for me to focus on just one solution out of the many solutions
Yes.
that people have to approach, and that it's better if we just do the whole Firewise thing. If you have to do this, that, and the other, focus on that first, and then maybe 5 or 6 months from now, we could look at individual solutions.
And Vivek made a good point because he was immediately honing in on his driveway gate, because that's what I would think of at a gate.
Yeah.
A little latched thingy next to it's not the same as a gate.
Mhm.
Okay. So,
To make it part of an overall message.
yeah, overall message before individual message. That's what I'm taking away from this.
Mhm.
Okay, so Kim Gugliacci did not come online or in person. So let's get to the Firewise, 100% Firewise update.
The, a couple of things going on. First of all, we are, there is an April newsletter drop that's going out to the town, mailing to the town. And we have been working with Darcy. We are going to have a little, I think it's a half page, quarter page.
I just got an email from her, I think yesterday, and basically she's gone back to
Yeah,
just your text
I know.
blurb. So
I'm
that's,
getting there, but I'm just,
yeah.
if it's happening. Anyway, it's part of the newsletter that's being mailed to all of Pearl Valley residents. And between MJ and myself, we created this little snippet of kind of interested in Firewise. Here's high level what Firewise does. We have a goal of 100% Firewise. If you want more information, contact. And MJ decided to put down the email for this committee because she gets a lot of other stuff and she wants to triage it and then, potentially send it off to Wanda, Vivek, and myself to follow up. So we'll get some visibility in that newsletter, just in terms of, hey, we're pushing Firewise. Let's think about this. What Wanda, Vivek, and I talked about doing after that is following that up with some PV forum posts, maybe a little bit more detail, just kind of ladder it. And then potentially having some open Zoom sessions where people can call in, ask questions. We can make a presentation.
We also have the names and contact information for all of the neighborhood
I'm
watch
getting there.
captain. Oh,
getting
okay,
there,
go
Wanda.
ahead.
So if we do that, then again, just kind of getting the information out to people that don't already know, about Firewise. Then, as Wanda mentioned, we have the list of the neighborhood watch leaders that we got from Lori Duvall. And we thought what we do is send an email to them and ask them if they know of somebody on their block that would be potentially interested in driving a Firewise campaign, being a block leader. I put together kind of a one-page summary of what Firewise is, what a block captain does. Here's what you have to do to get certified. We're working on to try and make that simpler so it's not so overwhelming. But we're hoping through the newsletter, through the neighborhood watch outreach, and the potential Zoom sessions that we can get some information out in May. So it's really just beating the bushes. I mean, Vivek talked about going out and talking to some friends of his that he knows live on streets that don't have Firewise. MJ is really helping me get Westridge block captains because I'm a little short in Westridge. We just signed up to the other day. So I think it's really just kind of the grassroots effort and getting the word out is going to help a lot. I'm also continuing to help the Lower Alpine group headed up by Karen Askey. They're putting together a Firewise application for about 100 homes, which is good. So I think we just keep the inventory rolling. I don't know, Wanda, Vivek, have anything?
So, yeah, I think it would be good to have, sorry, did you want, you can go first? Oh, I'm sorry. It would be good to have, like, what I was suggesting was that we find individuals, and then we map homes to those individuals. And so we have a complete coverage. The goal is to get all the homes covered and individuals identified by West leaders for all that. So do that mapping. And I'm going to start, grassroots campaign for finding Firewise leaders. So people I know in the community. And then we start mapping that. Maybe we can, if you want, I could kind of take responsibility for that if you want me to.
Yeah.
Be happy to take that map of Portola Valley homes and find,
Okay.
as we start populating names, there you go. I need probably a bigger version, but that's okay.
Well,
So as we start populating names, map, so we get 100% coverage. Once we get the people, then we start the education campaign for those people and then get them started. This is not an easy thing because it requires financial commitment in many of these homes. You've gone through this, Joyce has gone through this. I know that you have to convince people to actually put some money out to do the work around their properties. So it does take time and it does take effort. You have to find the right people who are motivated enough to do the work. So I think it's all about finding those people because once the people are found and you've mapped them to the homes, then let them loose and then keep monitoring that activity kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's what we should do, I
that's
think.
what I'm hoping for. And on the mapping thing, I forgot to say that the volunteer, William Christensen, we met with Chip on Monday. And so Chip actually transferred over to him the database and stuff so that he can do the maps. I've asked him as his first assignment to map all the current
Mhm.
communities. And then I was gonna take the neighborhood watch list and make a,
Overlay.
yeah, so that William can do the overlay map that you guys have asked for. So,
Can I work with somebody on this, or
what?
can I work, who would be the person I could work with?
He's a kid, well, young man. He's doing his graduate degree in forestry. Right now, he's in Austria, in
What,
Vienna.
who is this? What's his name?
William Christensen. You
What's-
can
what-
read the
say it again?
minutes.
Oh, William Christensen.
Well, yeah, do you know?
Does he live in the
No,
area?
Gavin and I think Tina Christensen are his parents. Do you know the Gavin Christensen? Yeah, those are his parents. And anyway, so he already had a knowledge of GIS. So he volunteered because I posted on PV Forum. He responded and he's volunteered to do this, maybe a couple hours a week kind of thing.
Sure.
So
Okay.
I
So
have a question, just out of curiosity. Blue Oaks, is Blue Oaks active? Because Blue Oaks, to some degree, ought to be a low-hanging fruit. All new buildings have a homeowners association, and they are in an exposed area, a really exposed area.
yeah,
Just occurred to me.
there's a woman that has contacted, excuse me, in the past.
I've got
And
her name.
Yeah, you have her name.
I have
yeah.
her name. They
Yeah.
were making a presentation at their HOA meeting. So I should follow up with them.
Oh, okay, great.
I do have a name.
Yeah. And then last month, Cyrena Simmons was here and asked us about Willowbrook.
No. I was gonna update her. Lower Alpine does not include Willowbrook.
Right,
So
right.
we need Willowbrook.
Yeah. So I was going to say, apparently Ronnie Krasinski lives on Willowbrook. And so I was going to follow up, but maybe Vivek, you would like
Yeah,
to
sure.
follow
I'll
up
put-
with Ronnie.
I'll get on it. No, I don't know. I know where Willowbrook is. Where's Blue Oaks?
I mean, he's already on the planning commission, but maybe he can, dig up somebody for.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if
I'll,
Vivek, if you start taking on this role of contacting more people, that would be
yeah,
great
sure,
because
sure.
that's what it's gonna
Do it. I
take.
mean, that's what, I think that's the key.
It's key.
I know Patty's been doing a lot of work here, but
Yeah,
I can help her out.
Oh, please.
well, and
You're happy to.
I'm
I'm note
happy
that.
to pass on anything.
yeah, well, really, we need every person on the committee to
Yeah, of
help
course.
dig
Oh,
up
Patty, really?
people.
So Patty, I may just have a one-on-one with you to find everything you've done so far and pick it up from there.
Absolutely.
All the
Mhm.
copious and voluminous time we all have, I'm sure.
Willowbrook, if I look at the layout of the land, Willowbrook is a very important area because it is adjacent to Windy Hill. And there is a lot of stuff there on the Windy Hill side on fire.
I know, and the representative last month from Sequoias, I mean, obviously they have a vested interest in getting Willowbrook covered. So
Okay,
The Willowbrook is on which side of, that's on this side of Portola Road?
Willowbrook is a side road between Portola Road and Alpine Road. It connects Portola Road and Alpine Road.
Next Portola Alpine, okay. I guess I better get into the geography of the Portola Valley.
You better go walking.
I walk around. I do a lot of walking already, but I don't know. But that's
Yeah.
area, okay.
okay.
All right. I don't know what I'm getting myself into, but I'll jump into it.
Anything else you want to say about 100% Firewise, Patty? Did you guys talk about maybe doing a schedule or a goal or anything like that?
I thought we already had a goal. You set it at 100%
Yeah, but we never said by when.
before I die.
Before the
Best.
Okay.
before the
all right.
first fire hits.
That's great.
If,
that's
if we
great.
get consumed by wildfire, then we failed.
Oh, we have a question.
Process of getting 100%, that's a great goal, but then also my question is more about what happens next. You know, you line up your fire captain, your neighborhood captains and whatever, and then what are they, you know, what's the next step? How do we support those people to then do
We
the
have this whole
outreach,
education campaign.
the
we have-
education?
Yeah, we have to.
It's primarily communication and education, giving them resources to understand, you know, what they can do in zone 0, for instance. And we also have the investment, the dollars that need to be spent, which is minuscule, but still needs to be reported. And then we set 3-year objectives. So we're constantly looking at every 3 years, you have to update. Okay, for instance, you set a goal of you want 25% of your homes zone 0 compliant. Okay, then how do you measure that? How do you get there, et cetera? That's just an example. So you set objectives, you educate and provide resources, you track investment.
It's a significant, actually, it requires a lot of, you've done it, so you know how much it is, but not just the initial work, ongoing maintenance, continuous work. And it can be done to a lesser or greater degree, depending on the captain and the community. But getting the Firewise status
Yeah.
is the first goal. It doesn't mean, by the way, you're immune from fires. It just means that you're less immune because there's no certainty even with Firewise.
And I also was paying my homeowner's bill last week, and I happened to read it, which I've never done before. And I got a 2% Firewise discount.
Oh, you saw that in your insurance?
State Farm. State Farm. It was in all the conditions and whatever. It says, if you are a member of a Firewise community, you get a 2% discount. So we really need to push that side of it as well.
If
Actually-
they insure you at all, that is.
Can you help? Because I know I'm in a Firewise community, but I have no idea how I would how I would prove to my insurance that I
You
am.
get a certificate.
There's 2 ways. First of all, the insurance company has access to a national database. Sometimes they're too lazy to do that. Second, Rebecca's right. For Westridge, for instance, I have a certificate that says you are part of a Firewise community. All you have to do is, well, actually, all the block captains have it.
I am not in Westridge. I'm in Central Portola Valley.
Yeah.
So are you. So how did you get your certificate?
No, you are in Westridge Firewise. You are in Patty and my.
There's a difference between the
I-
Westridge HOA
Okay.
and the Westridge Firewise.
Who do I ask for the certificate? Perfect. Thank you. Just got me 2%.
But you know, Marianne, it would be great if you could help identify a person in your neighborhood who
Yeah.
could be our Firewise block
We
leader.
need your cul-de-sac done.
No, not you.
Someone on your block.
Someone you know. Yeah, send us some victims, okay?
Rebecca is in my community.
No, not Rebecca. No, Rebecca's not in your,
Rebecca's part of
Neighborhood?
Firewise. She's
oh,
part
no,
of
no.
Westridge.
Yeah, you're the next street over, because Len
No, I don't
Shustock,
think Rebecca has.
he volunteered to do Rebecca's community. Yeah, so we need, but you're the next block over. We need someone from your area. Thank you. Okay, anything else, Patty?
Well, I just got Cherokee Way and
Yeah, that's Len.
Shawnee. That's
Len.
Len, okay.
Len Shustock.
Now, actually, I think there was
That
just,
can be you.
Yeah, that's her.
Okay.
you just said the most important thing in this meeting. You mentioned the 2%. If we communicate this message to our residents,
Important.
no, seriously, if that is common, if that happens, that everybody, I mean, I pay $8,000 insurance. I
So do
can't
I.
do sums that quickly, but it's a certainly motivator.
It
So if
is.
we push this message, it will get us a lot of people.
We've been pushing that message, actually.
Easy to get the certificate though, so it's not you don't have 500 people contacting Patty for it,
Yeah.
I
that's-
mean, I've sent it to all my block leaders. So
Yeah.
technically they don't have to contact me if they know their block leader. But I'm happy to do it for anybody.
Oh. She says before she leaves the committee.
Yeah, really. Get the hell out.
Okay, anything else? All right, Marianne, do you want to do a conservation committee update?
In terms of fire, well, yeah, at the moment, it's just the weed whacking, so it's the vegetation. But it's also nesting, and that's not important. Nesting has nothing to do with, fire. So it's really from a conservation perspective is pushing the message, look at your weeds, they are now whatever high, get rid of your weeds. And that's what we're working on, and everybody should be.
When you say you're working on, what do you guys actually do? You actually put it in your monthly updates?
So
or what?
we have a number of things. We have things like the tip of the month. We also do emails from we have an official conservation committee email, which is different than the town email, where we push out emails on the forum. And we get stuff into I know the deadlines. It's very easy to work with Elizabeth. It's great to work with Elizabeth. So if you know her deadlines, then you just send her a blurb. And the other thing we have started doing because of Chris Morris, and I'm sure he will mention that when he joins you, Chris knows how to do QR codes. So we now put QR codes on all of our communication, because it's a real good thing it doesn't take much space. And then you know the QR code, and you have the people right there at the document where you want them.
Well, what does a QR code point to?
Where you want it to point to. So, for example, we are also having a blurb like you are in the newsletter that goes in the physical document that goes out by the town. And we have just one banner, and we have a blurb, and then on the right-hand side, we have a QR code that sends to the document we are referring to with, it shows, how you should space vegetation. If it's a hillside, then it's more than 100 feet and all that. So the QR code goes to that document. Now, obviously, you need to have a document that's really, that.
Yeah, so it points to a document that's already on the town website.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right. No questions. Kim Cashin isn't here either, so no update.
Main Portola Valley website. Is there a link to? In the main Portola Valley website, is there like a Firewise tag that we can add to that?
There's a link to our
Website.
committee, but our committee does not have any Firewise pages. That's one thing I need
Can
to.
we add a Firewise page? It's a way of
Yeah,
communicating.
yeah, as
There's
soon
a
as.
There's a national Firewise page.
No, but I mean, as far as this 100% Firewise thing is,
Oh, no.
you guys have some documents or some verbiage or something that you want to put on the committee web pages, then I'll do request an update to the committee web pages.
Doesn't the fire department have a lot of that information on their website about Firewise? Because then all you want to do is link there. Because if you do your own content, you won't be able to keep it up. Then you just do a blurb under Wildfire and the QR code possibly, and you link to the most pertinent site that has all the Firewise information. And I assume that's the Woodside Fire Department website.
Yeah,
No,
the
it's,
Woodside Fire has good stuff. but
Nothing. Okay, sorry.
Patty's also working on one-pagers and things to make the whole thing about being a community easier. Because we're trying to reduce the barriers to becoming a community. So.
Oh, I see. So it would go to the national, that's where it would go. Got it.
Yeah.
No,
But
I was thinking more about, yes, of course, there's a ton of information, national webpage on Firewise and all that stuff, but I was thinking more about the 100% goal. Make that, something that the entire town can rally around.
Yeah.
In that
yeah.
in that document, have people's names even who are fire captains, all that stuff. It's really a Portola Valley unique kind of project.
No, we could go about it the opposite way. We could have like a wall of shame. Like we could have all the streets that don't have block captains.
Exactly.
And we can say, get your act together.
That's what I'm talking about. Talk about-
I like that.
Yeah,
That
talk about
was-
making a Portola Valley kind of project and making that
I think
And of course,
so.
in that page, you can have links to informational links. to
Mary Ann's name will be at the top of the,
Wall of Shame.
there's no block captain for her street.
So I was
Okay.
thinking of that. Maybe Patty, you and I can think about that.
Yep.
Once we have something, we can
Absolutely.
recommend it.
Vivek, are you good at designing web pages?
Well, designing, but I'm not a coder per se.
No, just design. If you
Yeah, I can handle
design
that, yeah.
what you guys want to do for
Chris,
100%
wait for Chris.
Firewire.
Wait for Chris. He will help you tremendously with
Oh, we gotta
doing
give
content.
Vivek something to do.
Well, I've already got something. But no, this part of this is what I was referring to. You know, once we get some identities of names and things like that, you could put that up.
Yeah.
Even identify the fact that we have a 100% Firewise project going on right now in Portola Valley. We are I don't know how many people go to that website to start with, but it's not a highly populated website, but essentially communicate the fact that we're looking for fire captains, Firewise
Yeah,
leaders.
yeah.
And we're looking for, these are the areas not covered. We're looking for that and update that.
I think the fact also that we have 50% coverage lets people know that we've done this before. We can help you through it. And, let's get started.
Just regarding names, not everybody will agree that their name is on a website,
Sure.
which you have to
I
be
get
careful.
Yeah.
We're good.
So Vivek, can you do me a favor? Because you're new to the committee and you've probably never looked at these pages. Can you look at our committee pages and then
course.
tell me your first impression and what we need to change to get it to
Sure.
help
Yeah.
our goal?
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds good. I'll do that.
Thank you.
Maybe you need one of those thermometers, like.
Yeah,
Out in front of the schoolhouse,
yeah. All right, so let's see. So Kim's not here, so let's see, agenda for next meeting. So agenda for next meeting, we're definitely not doing goats. We're not doing gates. I have to think about this.
I let you know that you need to come up with your budget at the next meeting because it's due the next day.
Well, wait a minute. Is that a group think thing or can I just do the budget?
You can't,
Typically, it's a group thing, but
Really?
you should generate it and then have the group provide you with feedback. Typically, that's.
yeah, I can tell you how you do it. You get the spreadsheet if you don't have it from last year from the town. And then like what I just did, I send it to all the committee members for input so that everybody can
you
prepare.
can't do that for Brown Act.
No, that they think about it. That's what I'm saying, that they think about it, because otherwise at the next meeting, if they haven't thought about it, because at the next meeting, every committee member needs to say, I would like to do that, and that will cost X. And then you put it into your spreadsheet and then you vote.
Okay, Marianne, can you do me a favor? Because Jennifer Hammer never did this. Can you send me a copy of what you
Sure.
sent to your committee? And so I have an idea what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
sure.
Thank you.
It's a
Rebecca,
preparation. You just need to
Yeah,
prepare.
just for preparation.
Rebecca, can I ask a question? Because sometimes this eliminates a lot of work. Is there any guidelines from the council? Like everybody's flat, so don't even think about it?
So we are in budget deficits.
Yeah.
This year, we're 260,000. Next year will be over 700,000. I think we spent about, I want to say 20,000 on committee budgets. And I think that also may have included.
That can't be right because Parks and Rec alone is 25.
Oh, so maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe that's nonprofits. I mean, you just need to align with your goals, figure out what your goals are going to be for next year, figure out the amount of money you might need for each of those goals. And, you present it, but be aware that there's very little money and we'll probably have to cut significant parts of it, but we still want to support you in achieving your goals. So it's going to be a little bit of a balancing act. I mean, obviously it depends on how our revenue enhancement measure performs at the end of the year in the ballot. So,
Okay.
Okay.
just keep that
I
in
just didn't know
mind.
if there was any guidance.
Don't ask for.
In terms of numbers,
But-
if the committee comes up with maybe $2,000 or $3,000 and they make sense, I don't see that the town can't come up with that. But
Well,
if you're
if-
coming up with 20,
If
get
17
it.
committees come up with 2,000 or 3,000, that's a lot of money.
No, but this committee would get a priority because of
Seven-
fire.
okay.
Mhm. Okay. All right. Let's see, as far as quorum check for next meeting, is everyone going to be, well, Marianne, you don't,
When's the next meeting? May?
May 21st at 10 a.m. Is anyone going to be missing? Actually, I might be missing and Vivek might
I'm
run the
okay.
meeting.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm good on that.
Right now, I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
Yeah,
Okay.
Last minute things, of course, notwithstanding, it should be okay. Right?
Well, let's see, we need 4 for a quorum, so,
So how many are you counting?
well, right now it'd be 3, it might be 4 if Kim Cashin is there.
Patty, you're not available?
What?
Patty?
Patty and I are both sort of in the air.
It depends on stuff.
You
could
change it to a special meeting.
Yeah, the last time I did that, I really screwed up, but, okay. Right now, we'll just go with May 21st, because I know for you, any date is up in the air. So, all right.
Just be aware that you do need to have a budget by the next day. You need to submit a budget by the 22nd. The 22nd.
To be honest, I would today find, right now, if I may give some advice, find a date for the next meeting, which if the date is different, then it would be called a special meeting, and set the date and set it in motion, then you know you have a meeting.
I thought we had a date, May 20
She's not
or 21.
Well, I'm up in the air and Patty's up in the air. So,
I can't predict what my May schedule is going to be right now.
Actually, I'm looking at the calendar. The budget will actually be due on the 20th.
oh,
So,
it's during the 20th.
so that's because they released the packet for town council meeting on the 22nd. So I think as long as they know that you'll be submitting it, they might be able to allow you to come in just immediately, but I'd encourage you to, if you're going
Is
to,
there,
a ton of
Yeah.
people are going to miss that day, then maybe. do it
You know, it's
the week
funny.
before.
I haven't gotten any emails about the budget. So how can they?
Nobody has, we just.
Oh,
Well, I do know
Okay.
Darcy's planning next to invite all the chairs to a meeting with her and Tony, I guess, at the end of this month.
oh,
Kind of talk about what works and what doesn't work, as well as to try to talk about budgets. But normally they do send out a message
yeah.
to prepare budgets, but I'm just letting you know ahead of time because I looked at the calendar and I realized that a lot of our committees, that like yours, the timing doesn't work right. So just trying to let you
How
know.
do we know what we?
Really have to, they need the information a week before, a minimum of a week before, so they can include it in budget information. So even I think Tony would probably want it by the 15th, but
How do we know what this committee spent last year?
0.
What?
0.
What?
Yeah, we had no budget. We had a budget, but we were told we couldn't use it. 3,000, I think. So,
so yeah, I mean, you could just submit the same.
yes, submit $5,000, that's it.
Couldn't we right now have an emergency item and vote on 3,000 for the budget because as an emergency item? We can do that. We have done this before in other committees.
yeah,
If you want to.
okay. Let's have a motion to create an emergent, what did you call it? An
Emergency agenda item,
Emergency agenda item.
budget 2026-27.
Anyone want to
I'll move.
Well,
I'll second.
Sorry.
Okay, let's,
I'm not sure as an accountant that wanted to. I mean,
I
just to
retired.
go to the town council and say, we want $3,000. I mean, if I was I would say, okay, what's it for? What are you gonna do? Specifics. I mean, personally, I would ask for that kind of backup, just to say 3,000, because it was last year's, given our town's financial situation. Personally, I don't think it's.
No, that's true, but we can fill that in. You see, today we can approve. And then we have plenty of days to fill it in.
We just approved a top.
Just talking about a top line. And we might
Not
fill
the
it in
detail.
with 2,600 in 10 days or 20 days or 30 days.
Well, you have to wait till the next meeting to approve,
I'm sorry, what?
Well,
which is after the.
okay, so last year, the $3,000 budget was to do a mailing to drum up people for the survey. Okay, we knew a mailing would cost around $3,000. Now, Darcy has already told us we're not doing any mailing. So what would we need money for? Like parties and, I mean,
Most education and communications are on Firewise.
yeah, education,
So-
but we're not, some printed materials, maybe.
Kind
You
of
might
money.
want to do a brochure, you might want to have an event.
Yeah, brochures, events. I mean, what would all that cost, you think? 1,000?
I don't think we can guess at that right now.
A talk or a seminar. you
Yeah,
know.
Oh,
a seminar, and that's would get you sort of to that $2,000-3,000,
Oh,
which will be cut anyway.
Yeah,
It will be cut down to 2,000. I mean, we're a small town,
We cut down to zero.
well, so do you want to just say $1,000 for printing something, maybe? And $1,000 for speaker and just leave it at that?
And meetings.
Sure.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's enough, but sure.
well,
No, enough details, sorry.
oh. Anyone want to
For
make
example, we have a-
another? Actually, we never approved the first motion. Anyone want to make a motion to approve $1,000 for brochures and $1,000 for speakers?
Speakers and meetings, yeah, I'll make the motion.
Okay.
I would go to 3,000, but that's okay.
Anyone else want
I
a
know, I
second?
know what Patty said, but
I'll second.
Okay,
I would go to the same as we had last year.
wait.
There's
the mo-
there's
the-
unanticipated stuff. I mean, something might come up for this. If you're really going to push this Firewise thing strongly, I think that, and we're planning to, so you never know what.
You could,
Yes.
instead of, itemizing it into what you just said, you could say for needed community outreach. And that can be anything.
They probably won't approve it, but might as well put it in there.
I don't think we'll get anything, but
So do you want to say $2,000 for needed community outreach and $1,000 for speakers?
No.
No,
No,
yeah, I
just
would-
put 3,000
just
for
one
community
item.
outreach.
Just $3,000 for needed community outreach?
Yep.
For Firewise and other.
You don't even need
to say Fire-
that.
okay.
Yeah, just.
Okay. Okay, so now the motion is $3,000 budget for needed community outreach. Do you want to change the motion to that, Vivek and Mary
Yeah, I'll
Ann?
change the motion to that.
Okay, shall
I'll
we
second.
vote? All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Everybody? Okay.
I oppose.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll
okay.
vote it.
I just think it's,
Well, it's 3-1, it's 4-1, so.
That's okay.
and I don't think
I
we
don't
should
think
ask
have-
for 3,000. I
Oh,
think we should take into account where the town is. I don't think it's prudent.
well, and reduce it.
Vote nay.
Okay. So we're passing it 3-1, 4-1.
4-1.
That's the democratic way.
Okay. All right.
Pretty solid.
I'm sorry this is taking so long.
Going
So,
forward, Patty will keep us on the right track.
No,
Going
I
forward.
tried today, didn't work.
You should read a dissent for like a Supreme Court dissent.
okay,
Right, for the
so,
majority and the
But
minority.
recommend though, you do go into specifics at the next meet.
Yeah.
Tie it into
Go
goals.
into specifics. I'll send her the spreadsheet and take it from there.
okay. I will go into specifics at the next meeting, but our budget will probably already have been submitted. Okay, with that, I'm going to join the meeting. And thank you all for coming and
Thank you.
for all
Thank
your vibrant input today. And Mary Ann, we're going to miss you, but